Sometimes games come down to the judgment of just one person, and sometimes the person in position to make that pivotal call didn't get it right. And what if there was a solution for that? Today we're going to learn if it's truly possible to eliminate refs and umpires from sports, coming up right after this. Fantasy all the times that refs really screwed up and cost your team a game. Or how about when something happened behind a play and they simply didn't see it? Refs are indeed human, and unlike professional wrestling, their job is to be impartial and as on top of the action as possible. It's simply not acceptable for them to miss things. Yet they do, so it creates a tremendous problem when 50,000 people can see something take place and the 3 or 4 most important people don't. Especially since every camera angle on Earth captures the moment in 4K and it can be replayed over and over again. Another limitation of referees is judgment calls. Refs can definitely interject not only their bias into calls, but also their incompetence. Call it both ways is often a phrase you hear coaches shout, and sure, that's exactly what they are yelling, but in some games, refs don't even get a chance to do so. Refs can mask a bad call with a cheap makeup call that doesn't always result in making things right. Refs are human, and they make mistakes. Is there a way to eliminate this problem, and how can we do it? First, let's look at what refs really do. They make a ton of split-second decisions which, and most fans won't believe this, they get right a lot of the time. According to PGMO, Professional Game Match Officials, Premier League officials get 98% of their calls right, and their refs make over 245 calls per game. According to Adam Silver, who I assume pulled this figure right out of his anus, NBA refs get the call right 90% of the time. Here is Silver's quote, which he made to ESPN. "Roughly 90%, they get it right," Silver said. "Now, of course, I'd like 90% to be 100%, and so would they. But what these reports also show, what fans already know, is human error is part of the game, and the best athletes in the world make mistakes. And coaches occasionally make mistakes. Officials do too." So basically, Silver just took gold in the Cuck-Olympics, telling you, the fan, refs are gonna fuck up and you should just get used to it because other people do too. I'm surprised he didn't just use the quote, "Some people suck, dude." Since the NBA started reporting their last 2 minutes data on calls, that is the league average, 90% correct. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Until you think, would you get on a plane that crashed 10% of the time? Now, I have a plan to get rid of refs. First, let's look at the technology that is available to us. The most convenient and available tech we have are cameras and connectivity. You could simply take refs off the field of play and replace them with observers. They did this in tennis where they have one judge to rule them all. However, this system doesn't work all the time. I'm talking about not just adding 1 or 2 officials, I'm talking about adding a shitload. Picture this, 20 trained officials observing assigned quadrants of the field of play, each of them with a full menu of violations that they can call. When 8 out of 10 of them call something, like say a hook or a slash in hockey, it becomes a penalty. Now you're eliminating the bottleneck that one person's perspective and bias adds to the fold. Now you're getting real-time group feedback of what is going on in the field of play, and also getting refs out of the freaking way so that they don't hinder play. No longer will we suffer the oppression of terrible refs making all the calls. Freedom is ours. Of course, my solution would still create a lot of problems. Where would you find 10 highly trained officials who even know what a balk is, what a slash is, etc.? However, with technology and 1 gig internet speed, all this could be done at your house. Shoot, one day you could have all camera drones flying over and do it that way. I, for one, welcome our new sporting overlords. What about other technology? There is AI that is used in reffing video games, which for the most part is outright horrible, so handing reffing over to a computer would be insane. But AI is steadily improving. Could one day the umpire be replaced by a refrigerator-looking thing? Maybe having refs replaced by computers isn't such a great idea, but RFID and chip technology could someday be a part of sports. Imagine a football wrapped in a skin that tells you if it crossed the goal line or not. Imagine a baseball with a device in it that tells you whether it was fair or foul. Robots would circle the field and make the calls. On a side note, the NBA had its first robot on the court for years in the form of Tim Duncan. I don't think robots could honestly replace refs, but technological enhancements to ball tracking and player movements could come one day, and I'm not talking about that puck tracker madness Fox pulled in the 90s. Also, if you think uniforms look ridiculous now, just wait 50 years when sports looks like freaking Tron out there. The last technological enhancement you could add is the possible addition of GoPros to every official, just so the fan can at least see what the heck the ref saw and cast immediate judgment on them. That could also help for replays, etc., as sports version of the body cam could make the replay process even fucking slower than it already is. Sometimes technology is not a good thing, eh? In conclusion, unfortunately, currently refs are simply the best way to officiate a game. In fact, sometimes you need that authoritarian control to help keep a game on track. No machine could ever do that, and apparently neither can humans when the Sox and the Yankees play. If any of you have ever reffed or umped, you know how difficult it is to make split-second decisions and get the call right. Maybe as technology gets better, we can help the refs out. For example, I think one day the blades of grass on a football field will all be fiber optics and you will be able to see the stupid yellow line actually on the field. Hey, that's a great idea if I don't say so myself. And finally, as hard as this is to admit, refs are generally good at what they do, and it only gets amplified when they do mess up. Like say you're a sports YouTuber and you screw up a few stats or mispronounce someone's name like at least once every video. Giannis Antetokounmpo, am I right? I know it's Giannis. Jeez people, back off, I'm not a robot.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to download the FanDuel app from the link below and use my code BASEHIT10 and get a 20% bonus on your first deposit. And if you want to start a Kickstarter for robots to replace refs, that's cool, but I'll probably use the money to buy a sex doll that talks. Wait, what? Why would you want it to talk? I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this video.